Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all.
We back.
Yes, y'all.
You're in a good mood. That's good.
Hey.
It's new glasses? You got new glasses?
No, I done had them for about 6-7 months.
How many pair? You got more than one pair?
No. Well, I do.
That's the same pair?
I do wear a couple pair, but I've been doing these for a while, though.
Okay.
For about a few months. So
that's good. That look natural. That's good.
Yeah. Black coffee, no sugar, no
black
cream,
coffee,
guys.
No sugar, no cream.
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream podcast.
Episode 68, my brother.
We rolling. That's a good number. It's like that bell curve. 68 is a good number. We moving right along.
Right. Next week we're gonna put our next episode we're gonna put our head in the gutter because that'll be episode 69. But we're gonna concentrate on episode 68.
Lord, testing. We.
But Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream. We're back.
Coffee,
I am
sugar,
at Kenneth Jinks, and I am joined by my gracious co-host and very good friend.
Thank you, man. I feel good. I'm at least
Timothy Muhammad on Facebook.
That's it. Yeah.
He shares a lot of interesting things. You might
be checking it out.
Yeah, you might want to
for real
request a friend and get on your knowledge.
Okay,
because this brother he lets it ride. Like and sometimes, brother, I don't think, and just knowing you, I don't think you 100% agree with everything that you share or post.
Mm-hmm.
I think you just want people to read, get knowledge, get people's opinion. Because a lot of people don't comment or on the things that you post, especially your links.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right about that. You're right. I do not agree with 100% of a whole lot of things that I post, but if I think it's going to, if I look at it objective, because sometimes I'm like, I may not like something.
Right.
But if I think it may benefit somebody, I'll put it out there.
Right.
Instead of just putting out only what I like or my little side of it, I may put some stuff on there by a Democrat or a Republican, or I may not agree, like you said, with a majority of what they may be saying, but if I look in their shoes, I'm like, okay, I can see why they said that.
Yeah.
So I don't have to be attached to that, if that makes sense.
And, and just with social media, a lot of people post for likes, shares, and what people will say. Mm-hmm. And I think they are looking for those people that will disagree so that they can. It's almost like a bait. And so,
yeah, I detected that sometimes when people put stuff. I'm like, I ain't biting that, man. Okay,
and you can ease. And I think what people and I do it too. I'm self-proclaimed petty. So,
petty.
But it's okay to just keep scrolling.
Yes, sir. That's right.
It's okay to just keep scrolling.
That's right.
It's okay to go in the upper right-hand corner and unfriend.
That's right.
It really is.
Yeah. And there's not, it's like any choice, man. It's any choice that we make. It's our choice.
Right.
We don't need to explain it. We don't need a good reason why we do it. Man, unfriend and be done with it.
And be done with it.
Yes,
like, it's just funny because I had a situation where a person unfriended me. Mm-hmm. And the first time I ran into the person, it was one of those tense moments, and I was just, "What's up, bro? How you doing?" Like, and like, man, it's cool. Like, we live in Champaign.
You can't. Yeah, it ain't like you way north.
You going down Bradley one of these days. You
throw the head and keep going. It ain't, But I'm glad you mentioned that, because sometimes, well, we have to not take this stuff personal, man.
Nah, man, no.
You could dislike somebody's opinion without disliking them. You can hate their opinion. You can hate the idea. You don't have to necessarily hate that person. You can if you want to. That's your choice.
Right.
But you don't have to like what somebody did.
Exactly.
So don't make it personal. Don't talk about them personally, but you can attack the hell out of their idea. Yeah. The idea is stupid. I think sometimes that's where issues come in, when people want to go to blows. They take it so personal. Okay, you saying I'm stupid. Like, no, I said your idea is stupid. Some people cannot detach.
No, they can't.
Their idea being attacked like it's them. Like, you hit me. You know what I'm saying?
And it's almost like we talking about, like you said, an idea and ideology or something, and then they want to get personal or attack personal, and then it just gets all out of whack, and that's just it just
now you got conflict issues.
Exactly.
And then you got to decide if you like them or don't like them, friend them or don't friend them, and then you like you said, you pass by them. What thought comes up? The last incident you had,
right? And behind the keyboard, or behind your phone, So But I said all that to say he's a Brother Timothy is a good follow on Facebook.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
He's a good follow on Facebook.
Thank you. I think that's all I do is a Facebook. I don't do it.
I mean, you do have an Instagram, but you don't post.
I don't have nothing on there.
Yeah.
I don't even know really how it works.
Right. I mean, you are not, and I mean, if it wasn't for the podcast, my Instagram would be kind of dry too. I mean, I post a podcast. I run our podcast page, so I try to go back and forth from my personal to the podcast page. But Instagram, I'm a looker,
So Instagram is just in a nutshell,
pictures.
So you just take a picture and post it, and that's it.
Pretty much. Now, you know how you do your Facebook story?
Yeah.
Well, because Facebook bought Instagram, you can do an Instagram story and share it to Facebook simultaneously. Because they're all in the same.
But no
if
text.
You link, you can do inbox. So what text means, so let's just say you post a picture.
Okay.
You can comment under the picture.
Okay.
And so that's where the dialogue comes.
Okay.
But if you're just a looker, you can just follow a shit ton of people and just look.
Okay. So wait a minute. So when you post it, it's going to go to everybody that's in your thing.
To your followers.
Okay, to all your followers.
Yeah.
So you can see all their stuff and they can see all of yours.
Well, if you're following each other, yes.
Okay.
So Kim Kardashian has multi-million Instagram followers. She probably don't even follow 100 people.
Okay. I got you.
Okay.
But
so her Instagram feed is not going to be like somebody that got 12,000 people that they following. So
I got you. I wonder if she even looks at it.
I think she does, because I want to say that she's so popular that she gets paid maybe even $1 million to make a post.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how big of a business, or that's how big Instagram is.
Wow.
When you talking about the people that use it.
Okay. Wow.
So
I got you. I got to figure out how I can make money on this gram.
Right. Yeah. So, but
wow.
So we just
okay. Good.
We do have a matter of fact. I'll give it out so you can follow us. So you got the links.
I can follow us too.
So the Instagram, page is black_coffee_podcast. That's our Instagram. black_coffee_podcast. So,
okay.
Yeah, so I'm Kenneth Jinks. That's Brother Timothy on Facebook. I'm Kenneth Jinks on Instagram and Twitter.
Gotcha. I got a Floor the Roof too on Facebook, on the Facebook.
And yes, you do. And
not much on there, but
Ken Jinks on Facebook.
You still use your Facebook, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And our Facebook group, Black Coffee No Sugar No Cream Podcast.
Yep,
So
we got a Facebook
group. Yep.
Group.
So as you can see, we at headquarters.
We're headquarters.
Trying to practice a little social distancing. We're not next to each other.
That's right.
We greeted each other with the elbows.
That's right.
As you can see, we got the Lysol.
Look at that.
Lysol. I got here early. I used the wipes on the mics, the table, the handles coming into the building, inside the building. Lysol, tried to sanitize the air that we breathe in.
You did good.
So we trying it to come together and give you this content. And
that's right, doing the right thing.
Yeah. So, but we here. This episode 68, Black Coffee No Sugar No Cream Podcast.
No sugar, no cream.
kNOW. You got to know sugar.
Right.
kNOW, no cream.
That's right.
So, brother, how have you been? Hold on. Before
go ahead.
I just gotta say it.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to our previous podcast and previous guests that appeared on our podcast. Ramona Sullivan.
Yep.
Definitely like to give you hand claps. Congratulate you. You actually won. It was a very close. It was a close race. First things first. Putting you on the spot.
Put on the spot.
Did you vote?
Of course I voted.
Nice. Okay.
And I got a stick. I voted at the Love Corner.
Okay. I went to the Union the very next day. I saw her. I ran into her, voted at the Union, and they didn't have any stickers.
Are you serious? I knew I should have got some extra.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of them right there on the thing, man.
So
she won this particular
primary.
Okay.
So Wednesday morning, she was only up by 150 votes. So the person that was behind wanted to count some mail-in votes. I guess there were few votes that
two of them
that was supposed to that they were waiting on to come in. So I guess she didn't concede to Ramona. So. Ramona, I think, posted something on her Facebook page Monday that her lead had actually increased.
Really?
With the mail-in votes.
Okay, so all the mail-in votes didn't just go to her opponent.
Yeah, so it looks as though she will be the nominee and she will go up against the Republican counterpart on November. And so congratulations to her. So with that being said.
Yes, sir. And everybody had on their mask and they had the sanitation.
When we ended that particular podcast, that episode 67, I reported some breaking news that an NBA player, Rudy Gobert, had tested positive for the COVID-19, also known as the coronavirus. And as a result of that, the NBA was suspending their season indefinitely.
Wow. So
I bring that up because now, 2 weeks later, we're back. And as we were talking on the phone earlier today, I know I mentioned, hey, I really don't want to come in here and talk about this. But as media members, and we are media.
We are the media. We need badges so we can get into different places.
we are members of the media.
That's right.
We deliver you content.
That's right.
We have to come talk about the coronavirus, the COVID-19 virus. Right. So I guess where I want to start off is you've had a few cents to add in episode 66 and 67. We've kind of like kept it all on the back burner, but these last 2 weeks, and I accredit it to the NBA, $1 billion business.
Yeah.
Basically saying the money got to stop. We have to take off and deal with this. So since then, Rudy Gobert, he had a teammate, Donovan Mitchell, who tested positive. 4 Brooklyn Nets players, one in particular, Kevin Durant, went public. Kevin Durant's probably one of the top 1, 2, or 3 players in the world in the NBA. He let it be known that he tested positive. 2 Lakers, they didn't release their names, tested positive. A guy from Detroit Pistons, Christian Wood, player from Boston, Marcus Smart. A lot of public figures have tested positive.
Yeah.
So just give us an overview. We have quite a few topics that we want to broach, and we're gonna get up out of here. So this probably will be the coronavirus episode.
The coronavirus.
That episode. Rona. Shout out to Jamal, my boy Jamal. That Rona. That's what he called it. That Rona. D-A-T. Rona. R-O-N-A. So
we go put it on there. They got songs by the coronavirus.
Oh, I got one to play. Leave it to our girl Cardi B.
She got one?
Oh man.
I didn't know she had one. It was somebody else I saw that.
Well, somebody had she has a lot of things. She's been saying a lot too, that I want to bring up in this episode as well.
Okay. You got to record it.
Not really, but she's made a lot of sense. She's very smart, man. We need to, I think, listen to her.
Okay.
But
Cardi B.
But just give us a what do they call the intro statement before we dive in.
First, giving honor to God, who's the head of my
pastor.
Wow, that'd be $100. No, wait a minute. Listen, man. I mean, as serious as everything is. It's serious times. Anytime, in a capitalistic society, when we're dealing with a commercializing group of people, everything is about the money, the hundreds, the millions, the billions, and now trillions, of dollars. And you're talking about shutting down or stopping the economy without me seeing, like, not that I really want to see, everybody around me just dropping dead. I'm like, damn, okay, it's real. Not like that, but, I have a lot of thoughts. And the test.
Come on.
For the coronavirus in a capitalistic society, if you don't have the resources, you can't even get a test. Even from my understanding, even if you get a test and now go home.
Yeah.
I tested positive for it, so I'm going to the house. I'm like, okay, you tested positive. So you go into the house just to be away from everybody. I also read online, this a nurse, she said every day when she come home, she goes nowhere near her children. So she goes in a little mud room. She takes her clothes off. And there's a wash area there. She sanitized all her clothes. She takes a shower. Her husband, after he puts the food, in there so she can eat, so she doesn't contaminate it, so she doesn't get to, touch her children or hug anybody, nothing like that. So she wants to, quarantine or isolate herself from everybody else in the family because she's around the, treating people. Interesting part is there's a trend here. So the people that you help are going to hurt you.
Right.
So, and I think about all the healthcare workers that's caring for other people, knowing that others before them have gotten sick and have gotten worse than the people that they're taking care of. I put myself in these people's shoes. If I was a doctor, if I was a nurse, and it's my job to take care of somebody who could contaminate me, do I still go do it? Because this is my, oath, do no harm. I'm going to go there. I'm going to sacrifice myself, knowing I got a family at home, but I'm going to help in a situation where it's helpless. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm listening.
So I think about that, and I think about, the sacrifices that people make to give their lives for somebody else. Where's the line? Those are things that I think about. Like, hey, Brother Timothy, got a call. We need you to go into this place here that's, they probably got the coronavirus. We need you to go there and put a sump pump in. What time can you be there? Click, and I ain't going.
Right.
Click, and boop, call back. Hey, we got cut off. Yeah, I ain't going over there. What the sump pump? Look, one, I know it's crazy over there. Is it my civic duty? Do I sacrifice my life or put those who, depending on me to go out there? I ain't going. And I think everybody should have a threshold or a point that they wouldn't cross. I think everybody should have a point, a limit that they wouldn't cross. Whatever that might be. So the doctors, man, applaud it, give up to them, doing what you do. The nurses, the athletes, the politicians, all the people who are in a position where they put them, I say they put themselves in the position, like certain things I just wouldn't do. So for me to get the call, we need you to go do it, man, I ain't doing it. You get somebody else to do it. How serious is it? Well, it's serious enough for me to take precautions. Like, is it serious enough for me, not to come here when we, you ain't coughing and sneezing and shit, your nose ain't right. I'm like, okay, you must be pretty good. That kind of stuff.
I saw you with a N95 mask on.
That's right. I got a mask.
Yeah.
And I got gloves. And when I'm in and out certain areas, I got my mask, I got my blue gloves, I got a whole pack of gloves. So if I'm going into the store, I make sure I got my mask on, got my gloves on, go into the store, I come out, guess what? I'm getting rid of my gloves before I get in the truck. And then, man, I'm going about my business. And go to another stop, I'm getting gas, doesn't matter what it is. I probably got about 500 or 600 of those like surgical light gloves.
Yeah.
So instead of wash my hand, and then put shea butter on there, my hands drying out. Just put the little glove on, go get the gas, boop, go about my business. So got my gloves, got my little card to get the gas, put the gloves on, boop, boop, throw that in, throw that card in there, back in the truck, go ahead and get the gas, boop, boop, take all that stuff off, back in the truck, pick up my card, which I didn't have, which I did not touch is that paranoid? I don't think so.
Oh.
How real is it? It's real enough for me not to take too much of a chance to get the thing. So even if I get it, it's not gonna. I mean, I had the mindset it's not gonna beat me. That's my mindset. I got a strong mindset about me not being sick. I don't think I'm not getting sick. I think I'm well. I'm healthy. I'm healing. All that. I think positive thoughts, but I don't put myself in, let's say too much of a position where I'm going to test that. Just go around hugging everybody. Just because.
Right.
We ain't doing that.
No.
So. For family, they stay at home. They're at the house. They stay at the house. There's no reason for them to go do nothing. They need something. I go get it. That's fine. In crazy case scenario, I got pretty good insurance policy, so it won't be that bad. I mean,
it won't be no GoFundMe. So
I mean, listen, we have to think things through.
Right.
Worst case scenario. I mean, anybody can get anything at any time. Who knows? We may already have it. Just who knows what'll trigger it. That kind of stuff. So it's real enough for me to take note of it. Certain things I will not do. Some things I will do. So I just have to calculate what's going to work best for me.
Yeah.
So I go out and I'm raking the yards. I'm raking the leaves. I'm doing something.
Yeah. I mean, here's my take. Give my opening statements.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we came in here, we broached it a little bit. And I mean, of course, it's, supposedly it started in China.
Okay.
And of course, they got taken serious. What, they got 1.6 billion people.
That's a bunch of people.
So
yeah,
you just like, okay, then it moved.
Yeah. Wow.
Hit the Middle East and like, okay, hit the Middle East. And then it hit Europe.
Okay.
So it's just okay, is that thing gonna jump over water? Now, of course, you thinking, okay, you got people traveling. True. So of course, when you said jump over water, but I would say even when it got here in the United States, it was business as usual. Life goes on. Now, one thing I did when we left after that the Ramona episode, y'all know I'm a sports guy, and you had the NBA, then NCAA, then no spring sports, no. I mean, I'm an Uber driver, and U of I canceled Mom's weekend. That's probably about a $600-700 weekend for me.
Wow, for real?
Graduation, that's another $500.
Wow.
So that's about $1,200-1,500. I'm like, oh wow. Oh wow.
That would be a busy weekend, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So it was like nothing?
It's canceled. They canceled it. Then getting ready for spring break, it's just like, geez.
Wow. That means you get some of that stimulus money.
I mean, yeah, I'm poor, so yeah, I'm gonna get some of that stimulus money.
Ain't no poor. You gonna get some stimulus money.
Yeah,
we all gonna get some.
We all gonna get some. Yeah,
something.
So I guess it was just one of those things where, how serious is this though? Then what?
You could feel it though. You could feel that. You anticipating. Okay, look, boom. You like, yeah, buddy. You know it's coming because you know the trends. You've been doing this long enough to know. Okay, around this time it's about to pick up. So I guess the realism will kick in there. Like, man, this thing is real because you got personal experience on this thing with the effects of it anyway, or the perceived.
So then it was one of those things where spring break was just getting ready to hit. So I get a call Monday. So there's a family that a couple years ago I took Michelle, went to O'Hare, picked them up. They was coming in town for graduation. I took them well, because I got a Traverse and I could seat more than 4 people, I drove them back to O'Hare. So they paid me as if it was an Uber ride there and from, to there and back. So normally, if you go to Uber or Lyft, you say I want to go from the bus station to O'Hare Airport. Technically, you're supposed to just take them when they get out the car in the trip, and then you got to get home. So you don't get paid to get home.
Oh, okay.
So once
I didn't know that.
Sometimes you can negotiate it with the rider and just say, hey,
Right. So if you're in Champaign, you take them to Chicago, it's over with.
After they get out the car.
I got you.
In the app.
Okay.
So.
Oh, okay.
It's still worth it, especially if gas prices aren't.
Yeah, like right now,
bad.
it's like
$1. Right. So. But they paid me to come back.
They paid you to come back
without them. So basically, they appreciate it so much.
That's good.
They paid me to come back. Well, one of the sons is going. He's not going abroad, but he was going somewhere because they canceled. Classes are canceled
everywhere.
Yeah,
pretty much,
especially on this campus. So, and it was spring break. So he calls me Monday and says, I'm trying to finalize a flight to St. Louis. Would you be able to take me?
Wow.
And so I'm like, how are you feeling?
That's good.
How are you feeling? Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. I have mask. I have, I'm taking this here. Okay, me too. So we'll both be riding with mask on.
That's good.
So I took him to St. Louis.
Wow, that's a nice piece.
Yeah.
How long did it take you?
I made good time. His flight didn't leave till 7. I got him there probably about 4:15.
Okay.
And by this time, the airport was not very busy. So, but it was, and then I would say a week later, or a couple days, there was a confirmed case here in town. But I think the lady had contact with people in Italy. Now that's the thing I want to talk about later on after I finish my point.
Wow.
So, like you said, and we text last Thursday. We didn't do an episode last Thursday, and I said I'm trying to. It's a slippery slope. I'm trying to not live in fear, but take it serious or understand that it's real. And so, it's. I'm concerned, but I'm not fearful. I got my wipes, got my Lysol, got my sanitizer, got mask, N95s, and I just be honest, man. If you gonna charge me $20 copay or $25 copay, I'm always taking gloves and masks at convenient care in the lobby. So I have not only the N95s, but I got the regular masks too. So I kind of feel bad because now they're saying it's a shortage, and I probably got about 30, 40 masks at the house.
Hey, they'd be all right.
Yeah, that'd be all right. So, but let's move along. This the Rona episode.
The Rona. What about the stimulus package? That's gonna make everything all right, ain't it?
And that's another thing I want to talk about. All the conspiracy theorists.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them out there.
It's a bunch
of a whole lot of interesting scenarios,
you're talking about, what is it, $2 trillion?
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
a lot of money.
It's a whole lot of money. Just
That
digital money, you know. It ain't.
I mean, why would they?
Ooh, that's a key. When you said why, that's gonna open the thinking up there. You're right.
Why would they drop this money for something that's a hoax or?
Well, yeah. Why? Why and who would do something like that? For what reason? Why would somebody do something like that?
Because they probably already have it, especially the billionaires. I mean, because if you have a business and you have so much success, and like you have to have, it's almost like our life insurance. We have insurances on our valuables.
Should.
Like, don't you have some type of insurance on your baby, which is your fortune? Why do you need Congress to bail you out?
Well, in America, statistically, the average person household do not have
Right.
1 month of savings to
Right.
pay their bill. They
Right.
I mean, which means, based on those stats, most people are one check away from disaster, chaos. Like, who can miss 2 checks? Let's say you miss 2 checks. Do you have enough in savings to carry you until you get some more checks? Do you have 6 months of savings? Because it really gets serious when you think about it and you think about the numbers. Like, you know what? You start running through your mind like, how long could I? Okay, let's say they pass this thing, this stimulus. Yeah, they're going to stimulate the economy. They're going to do this and they're going to do that. All right, they say they're going to do it. All right, let's say it takes a month for you to get that first check and you hadn't worked in a month. A whole lot can happen when you don't get that check. You haven't been to work. You're not going to get that check on the 1st through the 3rd or whatever. You can't pay your bills. What do? You're waiting on that check. It's in the works. They voting on it. They talking about it. You got millionaires deciding what to do with, people who are not prepared for this sort of thing. So they're wrestling. Who we going to help? How we going to help? I mean, all you got to do is just say we're going to print the money. Already trillions of dollars in debt. Like, what's the big deal? You're already, upside down. So why is it taking so long to just send money to the people who sent that money in? You're just giving people the money back that they gave you.
Right.
So how's it so hard for you to just give me some of my money back? But you'll send it overseas. You'll send billions of dollars over here, billions of dollars over there. But when it's time to bail out those who've been putting money into the pot, you're haggling over nickels and pennies, So I've heard everything from $1,000 for adult. 2 adults, that's $2,000. Sometimes they say $2,400, then $500 per child. And I think someone said, well, you know what? Each household should get $7,500, and that'll help carry them for a month or so, and then we'll revisit to look at it again. Take care of that.
Right, because I mean, based on the $2 trillion and the $500 billion that's going to the people, like that's a lot of money. But it's 1/8 of the stimulus package that the people are going to get.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it like that, and maybe you shouldn't think about it, it's kind of bogus. Like, they really still are taking care of the haves. And the have-nots are only getting 1/8 of that
That's
package.
why it's good to make sure we don't put yourself in a position where it's okay. When this thing happened, we should be in a position where what's happened? This coronavirus, the government going to shut down. People not going to be able to go to work for 2 months. You're like, oh man, hope everything works out. You're not worried so much about what am I going to do, because you have prepared for the next 6 months or the next year, just in case something happens. You don't want anything to happen, but if you are prepared, then, dip into your little savings or emergency fund or something like that, take care of it, and then get on back. Well, the average American does not have an emergency fund.
Right.
The average American don't even eat, they don't have enough to pay their bills. So they're getting deeper and deeper in debt every single month. So when you think about that, and You can't go to. I can't go to work, so I can't pay my bills. You have to hit this thing from all angles. If you're going up what they call the food chain, I can't go to work because the restaurant shut down. Okay. Well, first, I can't pay my bill. Why? Oh, I'm not working. Why? The restaurant shut down. Why? Because we can't gather. Why? Because of coronavirus. Okay, why? Then you blame somebody. It's because it originated here. The Wu-Tang Clan did this, and these folks did that. You always be blaming somebody on what's going to happen with this thing.
You said the Wu-Tang Clan.
So it's been blamed on this person.
Yeah.
This United States, China, United States. They're going to cull the population. There have been people who are talking about culling the population and population control and vaccinations for years. So you look at what's been said about the Bill Gates Foundation, what's been said about the Rockefellers. People make some interesting points. At the end of the day, what are we personally going to do to make sure we're as secure as we possibly can? That's one. Number one, put your mask on, literally. Put your mask on first. Not just your physical, N95 mask, whatever.
Right.
Not just that, what's your financial mask? Are you going to be able to breathe, or still live in and out? Money coming in. You still got some kind of passive income coming in. Still got bills. Still got to pay your bills. Are you still able to breathe, being able to live? Or are you dead in the water? They cut your check off. Guess what? They don't shut everything down. City shut down. Can't nobody go in. Can't nobody come out. Guess what? Do you have food in the house? Do you have water in the house? Can you still maintain? Most Americans are paranoid. So with that fear comes control over who's pushing those fear buttons. So, just here locally, what are we going to do to make sure we are okay?
I want to talk about a profession that you used to be a part of. Mm-hmm. And barbers. And you always said,
I
always felt like this wasn't a long term for me, because if I break my hand,
yes, sir,
or injure something, and I can't cut, I can't work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of barbers out there. Some have really put themselves in a position to be able to sustain during this time, but most probably haven't. And these shops had to close.
Wow, you're right. They had to close. That's tough though, because of that's your livelihood. You depend on that, getting those funds every day. So just like somebody may live from check to check, you're living from cut to cut. So you can't cut somebody's hair from 6 feet away.
Right.
You just can't do it.
So when you talked about Brother Osh, and you was like, he need to charge what, $40?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I can't really say that that's too much, especially in a time like this.
Somebody will pay it. I know. I've seen this work. I mean, if I was him, I could appointment only, get one person at a time, my own private space. People will pay $40, $50 for a cut. Keep it crisp, especially now I got that beard culture thing jumping off, man. I mean,
but that's another thing. And I was talking to him a few days ago, and and I'm not trying to give away the game, but that was the method to the madness. Is I may not be able to cut, but I can sell you a shirt. I can sell you beer butter. So until you can come get your haircut, take this beer butter and take care of it and keep it rich, keep it nice. And then when when the ban, I don't want to call it a ban, but when it get lifted, your beard is in good, strong, healthy. To when I put them clippers and that blade to it,
Man, it's real because people get their haircut. People that get their haircut once a week. I mean, what are they doing?
Maybe they're in a position where they're at the house, so they don't have to face people critiquing them or looking at them strange because they're not well groomed. But when you are used to that, it don't matter where you're at. It's like, man, I'm looking raggedy. I'm looking scruffy.
Yeah, and that is an up close and personal profession. You right there on them. You all up on them. That's very challenging. So it may be a good idea to ask. And
then another thing, if you're not licensed, if you don't file taxes, if you don't report your income, you're not getting nothing, I don't think.
See, that's the thing. I didn't know how that will work.
No, because it's IRS is using, so basically
your tax returns.
Yes, and if you file electronically and
they'll give you direct deposit, right?
Yes.
So, okay, let's talk about us. We ain't going to talk about the barbers. I don't know what they got going on, but that's a challenging profession. And you're right. That's why. That was one of the things that was, a determining factor in me doing something else. I hurt my hand, my right hand. And then it didn't hit me until then. Like, wait a minute. I can't even cut the same, You can't switch over here and start cutting. It's just not the same. Your muscle memory, right here, comb cutting. Can't just turn that thing around like that and still be as proficient or professional. So that was disturbing. Like, hold on for a minute. So if I stop, I ain't making no money. If I go out of town, I ain't making no money. So, excellent. Good mentor of mine. Somebody could be a mentor and not know.
Right.
Reggie Jones is a good mentor, and he's always the same, man. Just calm. He shared little tidbits, and everything he said made so much sense. And it was like little seeds. Every time he came in, the seeds just watering. And I would listen. I would just listen. And one of the things he said, he was like, Brother Timothy, if a man can't save money, and this was the key, you can't advance if you can't save money. You can't be an advancing man or person, male or female, whatever, if you cannot save. It is the inability to save that'll keep us from advancing. And as Wallace C. Wallace says in The Science of Getting Rich. You listen to that? Because I know I sent it to you. I'll send it to you again.
Send it to me now.
The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace C. Wallace. Well, things have to be done a certain way. If one person can do it, there's no reason for you not to be able to do it. You have two people in the same profession. One's rich, one poor. What are they doing? Find out. Have the humility to ask and then listen and follow what they say. Sometimes we'll ask somebody for advice, they give it to us, and then we still go about our way doing the same thing, proving we're insane. Which is fine, that's your personal choice. But if you are in the service industry and the bulk of your income is from servicing one client at a time, and you have to personally be there, the vulnerability is, what happens if I can't make it? What happens if the shop shut down? What happens if, like this COVID-19, if this pops up? What vehicle do I have in place where I can still have some money coming in? Or like the richest man in Babylon, first, start that purse to fattening. Start getting money in. Then save 10% of what you have. Then invest that 10% to get assets instead of liability. Something that's going to bring money back into your pockets like little soldiers. So if you're not doing that, don't have passive income, and something pops up like this, then you have to be what they call bailed out, because your ship is sinking. So you got to be bailed out. Somebody got to come and get some of that water out, some of those liabilities, some of that debt, or you're going to drown, in your debt. So something has to happen. You need a lifeline. You need a rope. So while you're waiting on that rope, what do? You have to live off what you already have. And if it's not enough to sustain you, then what's your recourse? Like you can't, you're going to go out right now and get a job and then start making the money, So we have to make sure we stop putting ourselves in vulnerable positions. like people that get you get an income tax check back. What do you do with that money? Let's say it's $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000. Is it gone before you get it? Which means it's got a name on it already. You already know it's gone. So why not invest that money in some type of vehicle that will help you get past these tough times like this? So when I think about the stimulus package, hey, get a stimulus package? Yeah, get a stimulus package. Stimulate the economy. Make it, put some jumper cables on it. Get the thing crunked back up. Let's get it started. That's good. But let it be a lesson. Don't let it happen again in your own individual life. Don't put yourself in a position where you mad at rich people or mad at somebody who's playing. They got to be all kind of crazy names because, they got their stuff together. So now you mad at them because you didn't do what you're supposed to do. So we're not going to play the blame game. We have Democrats, we got Republicans, all of them millionaires, or for the most part, all of them pretty much millionaires, So here they are wrangling over how much money the common people get.
Right. That's the thing.
So, and I mean, because some of them are so far beyond getting a check or getting some money, back from the government, that doesn't even cross their mind to get an income tax. What is that? I'm going to get a check back for $1,000, $1,400. They're making $150,000 a year. It's $600 and something a day. So you ain't getting nothing back. Okay, that's fine. They're not thinking about that. But then they're trying to decide. They're deciding who gets what back. How do we stimulate the economy? Who do we give money to? Who do we not give money to? Their sense of urgency is not as great as someone who's waiting on that money. So they could take another week like, I'm not voting on that. We'll come back next week. Meanwhile, folks like standing on there like, damn, send a check. Send them checks,
Right.
They pick it, send them checks.
But that's the thing, though, and it's almost like I was watching somebody speak on the first bill that got turned down, and I want to shout the person out, but I can't remember who it was. But they pretty much just broke it down to the point where, like, man, this is not good for the people. This is just good for corporations. And it's not going to help the people. It's not going to help the people. Yes, they need to go back in the room and redo this. Be happy that they voted this particular bill down because it's not good for the people. But let's transition. Okay. We still on the COVID-19, that Rona. We both have said that.
I don't know how we saying that.
Yeah, we have. I mean, we did kind of acknowledge that we're taking this somewhat serious.
I'm taking it very serious.
Okay, so we both acknowledge we're taking it very serious.
Yes, indeed. This thing is real.
Are we? So we're not overreacting. So, and the reason why I want to ask that question or pose that question.
Okay.
I'll take my household.
Okay. Can you?
I can.
Okay. Make a phone call.
My wife
Make a phone call.
Is very. I mean, CNN, MSNBC, that ain't been on our TV. So, I mean, it's we haven't had those channels on our TV so much, in 15 years than they've been the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And, I mean, wake up, make some coffee, do some, man, CNN. It's on. What the president got to say.
Yeah.
What we live in Illinois. What does Pritzker have to say?
Yeah, what does he got to say? Yeah. What the mayor got to say.
Every day.
Even what's going on with the little Lightfoot.
Right. Oh yeah, Lori doing her thing though. She gonna be the mayor for a long time. Up in Chicago, but I do think. I mean, okay, I will. The mortality rate is what, 1 to 3%.
Yeah, it's low.
It's low.
Well, I'd say relatively low.
Right. I mean, it's 1 to 3%.
Died,
yeah, it's bad.
Okay.
but it's still kind of low.
Mm-hmm. Compared to how many people died last year from the flu,
flu or
something else, influenza, health stuff. It's relatively low based on
the survival rate of it is right now 97%.
Mm-hmm.
There have been cases of many people that have been positive and are now negative. So basically,
it's kind of like the opposite.
Yeah,
it's one of them far side, near side.
So they've quarantined to deal with what they've done, and taken a test, and it's came out negative.
Mm-hmm. Which means they don't have it.
They don't have it,
which is positive,
right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that makes sense.
So again, is it counterproductive to do you think, and I don't know, I mean, I just gave a description of what's going on in my household.
Okay.
Are the American people overreacting based on the survival rate?
Well, I don't know if the American people are overreacting as much as the American people are reacting. Something happens and then something else happens. That's a reaction. Action, reaction, action, reaction. Just like I think it was a law that says, body at rest stays at rest until a more powerful force moves and acts upon it. Before this happens, it's like going about our day-to-day lives and then something happens, so we have to react to it. Kind of like restaurants, okay? They stand open, people coming out, socializing, so, why else would you want to work so hard without every now and then relaxing and going out, just experiencing things, So once that hit, the action, coronavirus. Reaction, okay, y'all start staying in. Okay, then people start dying. Okay, start tightening that up. First, don't go out. I mean, just go home. Don't spend too much time outside. Then now we're down to, don't go out unless you really, really, really need to go out. Don't congregate. Stay within a good social distance, safe distance. So the reaction now is, don't go to a restaurant. Don't sit down and go to a restaurant. So the American people or whomever is on the other end of the action, everybody is reacting to some degree. Whether this thing is real or imagined, a reaction is, I can't go to the restaurants like I used to now, so I got to do something else. I got to, spend more time at home. I don't think it's so bad because now people who are at home, they have to, deal with, but they can get more in touch with, themselves and what goes on. If you're not used to being home and now you're home, you can find something that you need to work on, some unfinished projects, or, you can catch up on if you're reading or you're studying, or, you want to catch up on something that you may have neglected. So all of it, I think it's a reaction.
Yeah.
But overreacting, I mean, that's relative too. It's kind of like a doomsday prepper. Movie, Blast from the Past. Brendan Fraser, I think it was.
I haven't seen it.
You take a look at it.
Okay.
Just take a look. Y'all take a look at it too. It was, I think, Blast from the Past when I forget his guy's name. It'll come to anyway. They was expecting this nuclear thing to happen, so they went underground. When they went underground, man, his father, mother, him, they had everything laid. I think he was born while he was down there. I mean, he was born down there, never been out. So, they were in the fallout shelter. They stayed there for years, 20-some years and years and years. And they were locked in. So they thought everything was destroyed and they were ready. And then something happened. And then I think the timer went off. And then he went up to go see what was going on. It's this whole big old world. And everything it didn't happen. So they, just were overreacted. They've been stuck down there for over 2 decades, over 20 years, and didn't come out because of what they thought was going to happen. So when it did come up, it was like a whole new world. Like, oh my God, what is this? So I think that would be considered an overreaction or overdoing it. Like someone would consider to be a doomsday prepper. But what if, they were like very few people that remained alive? because of a coronavirus or a nuclear explosion or some chemtrails or, or some pandemic or epidemic. Even them staying down there for 20 years. By the time they came out, guess what? If there was some residual of what killed everybody else, what are the chances it's going to kill them as soon as they come out too?
Right.
So you do the best you can. Use good reason. I'm going to come outside and do something. I'm going to do the grass and rake the leaves. And I'm going to do something. I got to have some kind of outdoor activity.
For real. Woo, I commend mine because I'm just blessed that the home that we've busted our behind to provide for them, they are perfectly content and fine being there. It's one of those things where I have to say, no, let's go somewhere. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but...
Well, you can't go to the movies, can't go out to dinner. All you can do is kind of ride around and kind of see some stuff and get on back to the house.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. But
malls is close.
Yep.
But and for our listeners, we live in Illinois, and Chicago is probably the most populated city. Of course, it's the third or fourth largest city in the country. But us downstaters, I don't want to say us because I'm not lumped with it. I love Chicago, go there frequently. My wife is from there. But a lot of us, a lot of the country bumpkins that a lot of people this way despise Chicago.
My.
But
man, I like Chicago.
I love Chicago. But all this kind of happened the weekend after, St. Patrick's Day week, the weekend leading up to St. Patrick's Day. Or after St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
So it was a lot of activity in bars, people partying, getting their St. Patrick's Day, nightlife on, drinking, no social distancing, bars packed to the capacity. And the governor and the mayor said, no, this has to stop. Effective. So that was a Saturday. So I think effective that Monday at 8:00, all bars, restaurants would close and only be available for takeout and pickup. Well, that's the same thing, but drive-through and takeout. So my next question to you,
yes, sir,
is, because CNN is the top channel on the television in the house. New York has it really bad. I mean, I want to say at one time they had 26,000 cases. This is how much Illinois has grown. The cases in Illinois now. March 18th, so the day after we voted for Ramona, or the day after the election, we had 288 cases, no deaths. March 19th, 422 cases, 3 deaths. March 20th, 585 cases, 1 death. March 26th, that's today, as of 4:06, 2,538 cases and 7 deaths. So 7, 10, 14, 17, 20, 21, 22, 25 deaths, 2,000. No, I don't know. I think this is, so we have 2, 3. So we have probably 2, 4, 55, probably about 8,000 or 9,000 cases. And How many deaths did I say? 17, 20 something, 26K, 25 deaths. So it's growing. So I guess my question is, can they just shut us down, keep us in the house like Italy?
Okay.
And just say, go nowhere for nothing?
Well, use the word can. You can do it. But, okay, you're allowed to go to the grocery store.
Right.
You're allowed to go to the gas station.
I mean, if I catch it, I know pretty much that's how I'm going to catch it at the grocery store.
Well, you ain't going to catch it. I got you. You ain't going to catch it. But,
right.
It can be caught.
Yeah. Grocery
stores, gas stations, anywhere that, somebody get gas, somebody else get gas. Somebody get gas, somebody else get gas. Where, there's this, it can be passed on and passed on. So, I mean, he's like do everything you can to prevent you and yours from getting it. We've been warned. Don't go out unless it's just absolutely necessary. Absolutely. To me, this is absolutely necessary. I ain't going crazy. All right, this is good. I get a chance to dialogue, get some interaction, instead of, just
being at the crib, listening to the dire stories. Like, they ain't mentioned the cases that people have gotten better. All they mentioning is it's going to get worse. And the president this, the president that, the president in his defense is trying to be positive. Oh, we going to be back up and running Easter. Then CNN and MSNBC have it done. No, this is just getting started. And it's just like, so that's why I asked the question. I mean, because I think Italy really but they've had a lot of cases and a lot of deaths. I just got something on.
Also, too, now, are you looking that up? Also, when you look at, I guess, per capita, Italy has the oldest population.
Okay.
Compared to other
It's countries. Good that I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. It's an older population. That's an older style. They're very, very, very up close, intimate, and personal.
Yeah.
They hugging and kissing and close. That's part of the culture. Yeah. When I was in Italy, that's just what it was. Everybody was, hugging and close. It was just a closeness. Even eating sitting at the table, eating the bread. It's bread. You break off some, get somebody else break off some.
Right,
that's just part of that. Where I was. That was just part of the culture.
Yes.
See, so you have a lot of touchy, a lot of feely. Everybody together. Everybody hugging on each other. It's like, oh yeah, no big deal, loving each other. Hey, when you think about that, a lot of times we don't take these things in consideration. And the older population that's in Italy, how fast that would spread. And most of the people, it's reported, that has that already had issues. You're looking at a whole segment of people that's in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. So being in that kind of that climate, that kind of condition where, they don't have a whole lot of old folks in the old folks home. They all there together with everybody else, and already having, a compromised immune system. So if they do have it, they're not going to isolate them somewhere. That's not their culture to put her, over in this little back room somewhere and slide her food under the door. It's not like that. Everybody's gonna come, hey, how you doing? Hope everything all right. I'm praying for you. They all up on them, that kind of stuff. So when you look at the culture and how up close and intimate they generally are like that. Even you see in big old movies, they got the big old, he a big gangster, he just shot somebody, hey, they give each other cheek to cheek, they kiss each other, So and it's gonna pass by way of, some type of, body contact or fluid contact. You kiss somebody that's on you, then you're going to touch your face 3,000 times a day or 2,000 or so many times per day.
This pandemic has really reinforced how many times, how often you touch your face, your nose, your, like, it's just conscious. it's starting to become kind of like, dang, I did it again. I did it again.
Like, wow, you know what? Like, you'll be washing your hands every day, all day. You wash your hands. Guess what? Do you have to wash your hands from? You squeeze it. Guess what? Now you got to wipe that off. Somebody else gonna touch it. That's just your own personal. So doorknob, this and that. And you're like, damn. Then you got it again. Next thing you know, your hands drying out. Now you got another issue. But what brought things into perspective for me was the closeness of the people who have that type of, that exponential growth with the COVID. When you look at China, how close and how packed, they looking for land. Hey, we're going to Africa. Shit. We'll come over there. We need land. We need food. So to be congested like that, it's easier, to have that exponential growth of any type of virus. But it is going to slow down when you come to a people who are not as, touchy, feely with each other. It may be a place where the whole city, nobody really has it because they may be a little more standoffish, like maybe some nodders instead of some, some kissers.
Yeah.
So they nod. So part of their culture is just, not that they're mean, they just may not be, touchy, feely all up on each other like that. They're like, hey, what's up? They going about their business.
Right.
And that culture may have a habit of, keeping their hands clean. They may have a culture already of sneezing and being consciously aware of personal hygiene and stuff like that. So that would have something to do with it as well. But when you look at the city and how, like Chicago, it's so congested. It's so many people. They're not spread out. They're like all the people in this building on the same elevator. 3 floors, 5 floors, 10 floors. And they parking right here. They go to a restaurant, they're bumping each other on the way in, bumping each other on the way out. And it's real tight, real congested, So when you look at that, they have to close these different things down. Because all it takes is one person to come in.
That just got off a flight. They hungry.
I mean, or, they could already have it, but not show symptoms.
Right.
That's another thing. So to say stay at home, man, just stay at home to the best of your ability. And also plan. So if or when we do get, these stimulus checks, man, use it wisely. Right now, if everybody in America got checks, $10,000, in less than 7 to 14 days, that money be right back into the hands of the people who we may say getting bailed out first, or because I saw a saying that says, stop blaming white people for 100% of your problems if you're giving them 97% of your money. So, if everybody did get that $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 or $7,500, you're going to spend that money somewhere.
Yeah.
Because just to hold the money and do nothing with it is losing value. You're not just going to do it because, you don't have money now because you lack the discipline to save. So you're not going to save. More than likely, you're not going to save the money. You're going to spend the money somewhere. You have somebody, if they get a $7,000 check, guess what? That TV that they always had to have, they're going to get it.
Yeah.
The phone. Amazon dropping off phones and dropping off tablets and dropping off clothes. You will have that segment that will get those things. Why? Because these things, whatever makes you feel good about yourself, if you're feeling down, you're going to request that. Like, hey, I want this, I want that. Why? Because this is what stimulates me. You'll have the funds. Money makes you more of who you already are.
Yeah.
That's what it's a resource. Money will, make manifest who and what you are. If you're an asshole, guess what? You got more money, you can manifest more of that. If you're a kind and generous person, you'll be able to do more of that. If you're a hoarder, you can hoard more. So, and if you're in the real estate, guess what? Oh man, I could fund more real estate deals. If you're in the shoes, I could buy more shoes. But no matter what you do, you're going to have to buy something. That's the engine. You buy something, it stimulates the economy. So we back on that tricycle. They got to hit it from all angles. It wouldn't matter if you give the average American $1 million each. It's going to eventually wind up back into the small percentage that controls everything anyway. The 5% that controls the 95% or 50% of the wealth anyway. Why? Because of habits. It's just to keep people from going crazy and just going out in the streets, killing each other and going crazy. It's like a pacifier. Even when you give somebody some money, you can predict how they're going to act. Why? Because they've been doing it over and over and over. Exact same thing. You can predict the behavior. Income tax coming around. Everybody gearing up. Can't wait to see what I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy me something. I'm going to buy me something from a consumer nation. And that's black, brown, red, yellow, white, whatever. It's a mindset. I mean, we, of course, is on the lower end of the, the food chain because we don't, generally, black folk, we don't have industries. We wear shoes, but we don't produce them. We're our farms, banks, hotels. And whenever a brother, sister, somebody does have that, then, man, they think they this. They think they that. No, that's what you think. They think they look good. No, that's what you think. Which is fine. So I would encourage, if you see somebody that you think is doing better than you, why don't you ask them? Have the humility to ask them, how did you get that? Or how can I do that? Because you being mad at them because they've, proper planning and have created a better life for themselves. Why would they help you if you got something negative to say about them?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And should they, just because they have it, they should just give you everything they got just because they have it? That goes against any kind of scripture or biblical principle you can even think of. Man, why expect to reap what you not have sown? So this man, he done sowed the seeds, he done planted, he done watered them, he done picked the weeds out, now it's growing, and you want him to just give you half of his tomato? Man, go on with that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, go on with that. And now he got seeds.
Right.
So he could eat, he give you half of the tomato. You got a little salt you put on it, guess what? When we ate the whole damn tomato. Him, he take all them seeds, replant them, now he never have to buy any more tomatoes. And here you are asking him a tomato. Hey man, give us more of them tomatoes. It's okay, I'll sell you some. Every time you get a tomato, you eat the whole tomato. He'll say, hey, why don't you take these seeds and plant them and grow your own? Man, I ain't got time for that. I'm hungry now. So, okay, here, you can buy them. You take wick? Yeah, I'll take wick. I'll take link. I'll take that. Whatever. You can cash out me. You can sell. Come on. I'll save tomato. So here it is. This same person that you continue to feed, he's taking all the seeds and making more tomatoes. He got a whole tomato farm. And you mad at him because I look at him. He think he did. He think, no, go on with that. You want some tomatoes? Here you go. You can buy these tomatoes. So all that to say, man, take care of yourself. Because times like life is going to ebb and flow. Life is breathing. It's going to be ups and downs. In and out, in and out, in and out. You got income coming in, got to pay something. Buy more assets so they can bring you more assets. If not, it's on you. So, man, so for those out there that's listening and you get that check, that stimulus check, call me so I can tell you what to do with your money. Or hit me on the Facebook. You can't have a phone number, but hit me on the Facebook, on the little thing. Go to Florida Roof Enterprises, LLC. I got a Facebook. I got a LinkedIn. Hit me. And right now, you can take out your 401k, which ain't doing probably nothing for you, and you won't get hit with a penalty now. I've been looking at that.
Yeah.
You won't get that penalty, so you can roll your money right over in the Florida Roof, and I can give you a better return than what you're getting. And you can no longer say, I'm going to take a hit. I'm going to lose 15, 20% by taking it out. So let's put together a good investment strategy for you. We can make some money together. And like Grant Cardone, man, we could 10x your life. Because at the current rate you're going, you're not going to be able to live off $1,000 a month when you retire. When you're making $2,000 now, you don't have it.
All right, two more things before we get on up out of here.
My little plug right there.
For sure. All right, two more things. So the Queen Cardi.
Okay.
Queen Cardi.
You like Cardi B, don't you?
She has a vibrant personality.
No, that's a good choice of words.
But she says some interesting things.
Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real!
Cardi B says some things. I'd like this play for a little bit. And Cardi says real. All right, but so we did mention that a lot of public figures, movie stars, rich people, NBA players, show no symptoms, but getting tests. Today it says Scarface, rapper Scarface, and his wife have it.
Okay.
That's the newest high profile case.
They tested positive for the coronavirus?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Cardi was like, it making me wonder. All these rich people with no symptoms are getting tests. But the people that really need to test maybe can't afford to test. Like you said. And maybe I should have put this in when you said earlier they sending you home or whatever. If you're showing symptoms and you maybe are able to get a test. I guess now, a week or two later, 10 days later, I guess things are starting to look on the up and up where they're able to get more test kits and administer more tests. But I guess she did. She just was like, that's just kind of weird. Like, is this really just for clout? Are they really trying to
stay relevant, huh?
To publicize this and use famous people to publicize this for people to take it serious?
Well, how much is a test?
I heard it's anywhere from $50 to $100, depending on your coverage.
Really?
Yeah.
There should be a way with the cell phone,
right,
to detect.
See, if somebody come up with that, they'd be rich.
Yeah, well, there was somebody on Shark Tank, and they had the phone. You can take this little device, you can blow into the phone, and it can tell you whether your blood alcohol level to see if you're fit for driving. And so, they were looking at exploring other applications with your cell phone. So, this little device hooked up to any cell phone, if it was a modern cell phone, at least 4G cell phone, something that, where you can hook up the device into the little slot down here and blow into it, or it would be able to calculate or figure out
your blood alcohol content.
Yeah, not just that. It could do other things as well.
Yeah.
But the big pharmaceutical companies wouldn't be super happy.
Oh, no.
So you have lobbyists who, they got to make sure they get them. They got to make sure they got their stuff lined up as well. So to sell hundreds of millions and billions and trillions of dollars worth of this, either vaccines or some type of medication, I don't discount that as well. But last night, Wednesday night, by 7:30, I listened to The Time of What Must Be Done again. The Nation of Islam. You get a chance, check it out. The Time of What Must Be Done. It talks about all of this and some.
I would like to know what the minister and he probably gonna have to speak on it.
He speaks on it. Go listen to look at The Time of What Must Be Done on NOI.org. And I put some stuff on my Facebook as well.
Yeah, I'm going to have to scroll down your page.
Just check it out. And then you got other brothers and sisters putting things. Even those who read scripture, whether it's the Bible or the Quran or the Talmud or the Bhagavad Gita, whatever it is, just any scripture, talks about these different things. Life is about ups and downs, man.
Yeah.
No one is immune to ups and downs in life. How do you deal with it? And if you read and study history, you can predict about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because it's cyclical. If it's a cycle, it comes around. It's going to come around. So you're not so surprised. Like the interest rate, like the gas. Look at the gas right now. How much gas costs?
I paid with my Thornton's rewards. They offer me 10 cents off, so I paid $1.87.
$1.87.
Right.
Whereas Cuba, their gas is even less than that. It's been like that for who knows how long.
Yeah, they have no choice but to go down. If people ain't going nowhere, they can't,
But it's been like that for years, decades, I think it is, because, it was maintained. Like, what shortage? What are you talking about shortage?
Right.
So now we have an abundance of gas because we have a coronavirus. That determines, the value of the gas now.
Right, that's true.
Come on now. Do we discover more gas? There's a surplus now. We can start.
Right. Yeah.
Come on now. The stock market dropped 2,000, raised 2,000.
Right. Now the stimulus. Yeah.
And interest rate. My concern is, dealing with the real estate. Why? Because I could touch it. It's tangible. I could see it. I don't understand all that other stuff with the Bitcoins and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not a gambler like that. Maybe a good deal. I don't know nothing about it. They said, it's a little piece of gold. They'll give it to you, Next thing you know, got a piece of a thing in the mail, got the little bitty thing gold. I don't know if it's real or they got something like Reese's Pieces or one of them 100-gram bars from Charlie and the Wonka factory and chopped it up and selling it to somebody. You got a golden ticket. I don't know. There's no way for me to verify that.
Right.
I can't check that. It comes in the mail, got a certificate, got a little strip down in there. Okay, that's fine. And then I go give it to somebody, they're like, what's that? Man, now we don't take that here.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So I'm saying I don't know. It could be like the best investment on the planet, but not for me. I don't understand that. And like Warren Buffett said, hey, I'm not going to invest in something I don't understand. I'm just the old, the trick, the old hat trick, the marble trick. Where's the marble? 3-card Molly. Where is it? Pop, pop, pop. Now, I'm not playing that game like that, but let's do the best we can, man. Stay safe, stay healthy. Come out when you need to. You go back in the house, just interact with those there, build on those relationships. Get a chance to catch up on the reading, catch up on the study. You can study anything you want to. The internet ain't shut down. You want to see some people go crazy? Pull that internet plug.
Oh, yeah.
Pull that, man. Yeah. Pull it down, watch what happens. Shut the internet off, watch what happens.
Lord have mercy.
Watch what happens.
Last topic. We're going to get on up out of here.
Yes, sir.
The president. I'm not going to call him your president. I'm not going to call him my president. I'm not going to call him our president. The president.
That's true. He is the president. Yes, sir.
Reports. Like I said, there's so many reports. Reports say he knew about this in November. As far back as November. Held off due to re-election efforts. 2 weeks ago, he was saying it's a hoax. Just one. A week ago, he was saying wash your hands. Then he was telling people treat it as just a regular flu. And then 4-5 days ago, well, my timelines is not on point, but y'all get the point.
Shortly thereafter.
The legislation has to approve a $2 trillion bailout.
Wow.
So it's serious to some.
Yes, sir. Wow.
Around him. So was this just what they call it, a tidal wave that couldn't be stopped? Could he have stopped it? Could his reaction, of course his reaction could have been better, but whether his reaction was on point or not, was it going to stop this, and does his re-election efforts take a hit? Because I would imagine Biden, who actually won this state, did you vote for the president, or did you just vote for Ramona?
Hey, man, I ain't tell nobody how I vote. I don't want to lose no customers.
Well, I got you. It was funny because you said, because I said,
I'm a businessman. I got to.
He's like, Mike, Republicans want their houses fixed too.
Yep, that's right. You doggone right. Republicans, Democrats. People, listen, watch this. Black folks used to be Republicans.
Yeah.
Listen, black folks used to be Republicans. Look, we all are motivated by our own self-interest.
By our interests.
By our interests.
And that's what I told her. I think I said that last. I'm voting for my interests this time.
But listen, everybody. I don't think it's always good to tell people everything that you do.
No, absolutely not.
Because there's a box that they could put you in and cut their own blessing off. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I'm Timothy Muhammad. That's my name. Brother Timothy Muhammad. I call myself Brother Timothy. I don't care who you are, what you believe in. I don't care if you Christian, Muslim, Jew. I don't care. Hey, how you doing? I'm Brother Timothy. That's my name, Brother Timothy. So, hey, what's your last name? I said, it's Muhammad. I go, okay. Then we go about our business. I've seen a shift in people's
demeanor,
look,
body language.
yeah, I've seen a shift in that. They go, oh, they like, just a reaction without them even planning. Like, okay, I'm gonna do like this. No, nothing like that. I'm like Muhammad. They're like, I'm like, okay, then we can move on or move out. It don't matter to me either way. It's cool. But we've already established a decent enough relationship that I have something that they want, because I was denied a job because, the guy wanted to engage in different conversations about Barack Obama and this other kind. I ain't want to hear all that kind of stuff. I'm just here to just put the doggone fence up for you, At the end of the day, he had a, negative attitude, I had an idea that he may not call. He ended up going with somebody else, He had an old white dude do it. Didn't work out real good. Then he called me back. Then he said, hey, how you doing, partner? I'm like, oh, I didn't say it to him. I'm thinking what I think. I'm like, oh, shit, we partners now. And I'm like, hey, how you doing, man? I'm like, hey, nothing ever happened, because guess what? If I'm mad at you, the worst thing I could do is take your money. So whatever. Right. So anyway, he was like, yeah, damn it, I have somebody to do this, not this, not this. And they done messed it up. I was like, okay, can I take a look at it? And then he pulled out the estimate sheet, that I gave him initially. He said, well, whenever you get ready, you can go ahead and get started. I said, well, what do you want me to do? He said, I want you to do it right. I said, how you know I could do it right? He said, because I called your references and this other kind of stuff. I said, okay then. He said, I looked at the picture. I was like, oh, okay then. I said, now, what you going to do about the fences already here? He's like, well, okay. I need this one taken out and a new one put in. I said, okay, that's good. I'd like to know what's going on. I said, now, if you have it removed, then I'll charge you what I put on the sheet. But if I have to remove it and then put the new one, I have to charge you for removing the old fence. His wife comes out. She was like, how you doing, sir? I said, I'm fine. She's like, look, whatever you have to do, go ahead and do it, and we'll pay you whatever. And then she looked at him. She hit him like that. He said, sir, whatever she said. I was like, okay, not a problem. I said, let's sit down. Me. I'm like, hey, that's not a problem. We sat down. I said, just, write it up real quick. Initial right here. That's good. I said, okay. Give me a check. I can go ahead and get what I need. And then after it's over, you can go ahead and pay the rest. So, okay. He said, when can you start? I said, we already started. But my point is, I'm not going to get so caught up in, the political game that I'm going to, let it cut off my blessings. Even if the devil give you a cool glass of water, take it.
Why?
Well, the condition you're in. You look at it as water. If it would benefit you or someone who you may consider to be an evil or wicked person, you don't just take it and grab it. You'll check it out first and make sure it ain't worse, like poison or something else. But if somebody comes along and give you what you know is a blessing, even if somebody you may not like, even if somebody who you may not have, dealt with or messed with, if it would benefit you, would you not?
So if the devil give you a glass of water and you hot and your throat is dry. Hey.
At the end of the day, if God is in the blessing business and he said he will make your enemy your footstool, then that fits that particular description.
All right. So does this impact Trump's re-election?
Oh, of course. Oh yeah, he'll be president. He'll be elected again.
So he'll be elected again. So this won't.
It's going to affect him. I don't think it affect him in such a negative way because
it may cost him re-election.
I don't think it'll cost. It's just an opinion. I think he will be the president, and do I think it'll cost him? I don't think it'll cost him re-election because you're saying, okay, had he acted sooner, then we wouldn't be in this condition. And he maintains, hey, I'm the one who told China not to come in here in the first place. Y'all told me not to. You told me it was racist. And I told you we were going to block them.
He was calling it the China virus.
He was calling it the China virus.
Not just, just days ago.
Well, he was calling it the China virus. Somebody from China was calling it something else. It was like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, putting the blame here, putting the blame here. And they show videos of, the wet market where they got snakes and stuff to sell, and they got all these different animals and stuff in a wide open. They got blood all over the place, and they were saying that's where it originated. So just to see that, I'm like, oh, wow, those are horrible conditions. Did it originate there? Man, I don't know. These people may have been doing this for years and years and years and years and years. We know why now. Someone maintained, well, America brought that over here to make it look like it started here. Whatever the case may be, whatever the agenda is, either God is or he ain't. And if he's not sitting high and looking on everything else that's going on and allowing certain things to happen, then what hope do we have anyway? Because good things happen to bad people, and bad things happen sometimes to good people. So is he going to be president? Of course, I think he's going to be president. So
right, because
that's just my thing. Whether I vote for him or not,
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. Yeah.
You don't have to vote for him, but listen, I think, and also there's been histories and trends where every president going to have a two-term. So it's conditioning in people's mind, two-term. And some of the things that have taken place, he can say, I'm the one that approved. I gave all y'all checks. I did this. I signed it immediately. It was the Democrats and Republicans. Them niggas, they the ones that was fighting over. I told them to come together. Americans first. The people first. I did that because I'm perfect. That's what I do. I thought of it. I'm the best.
Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, and the whole impeachment thing. He's like, how do you Democrats?
Yeah, that was just a waste of time, man.
Well, I mean, there was an agenda. It was just, it just didn't turn out how those who were going to bring this wanted it to turn out.
Right.
So, and since that backfired, that's going to come up in the election. That's going to come up during the during the debates.
But like I said, Joe Biden is just not the guy.
Well, a lot of stuff is coming out by him now.
Exactly. And that's what I said on the last episode.
I mean, if you're not living, try to live a righteous and transparent life to the best of your ability. So when things start coming out and they start showing videos of you doing like this, you look a little suspect, start putting those seeds in people's minds, it's like, okay, we already know Trump. He is what he is. Right. So let's look at you. Are you the one? Can you, are you any better than all the rest of them? Or are you the same? Between him and Bernie Sanders, is he going to, make it,
right.
in
the
next
all
couple
old.
months?
But yeah, and I guess what's I guess Biden said he gonna hire a black woman, so I think he trying to zero in on that vote. But
well, he's a politician, he should,
Yeah.
So what if Trump does the same thing?
Right, he got Pence, don't he?
I mean, he ain't a black woman, but yeah, right. He can pick somebody.
Man, so we done went through this.
I'm going home, man.
So, man, I this might sound very, very bad to say. But, man, I have a vice.
Okay. Can you talk about it? Right?
Yeah. Okay. Most of the time it's at lunchtime.
Okay.
Not really so much dinner time.
Mm-hmm.
But my vice is, maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, no more than twice a month.
Mm-hmm.
I like Chinese food.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since this pandemic has, come to light, I've stayed away.
Mm.
Now don't get me wrong. It's not like I go there once a week or, take the family and all that. And just, it calls me once or twice a month.
It calls you?
Yeah.
Do you answer? Is it good? Does it taste good?
Yeah.
It's great.
I mean, I like General Tso's chicken. Sometimes it give me some
orange chicken,
some lao mein, the noodles.
Yeah. A
couple pot stickers, some egg rolls.
And why don't you go now? Because they can deliver it. You can go pick it up.
They can deliver it.
Why don't you get it?
Man, I just think about that Rona.
They got it. Do they have it?
No, I guess not.
I mean, did you have it before you found out?
Yeah.
The coronavirus. I mean, did you? Do you think they got it over there? They giving it out in the fried rice.
That's why.
He's like, man, I ain't gonna watch this though. You ain't gonna believe. Well, you probably believe this. Your wife can cook it, like or better than them.
Right. Sure.
So, who you trust? Who you with?
Yeah, I'll be
That's
with
gonna
it.
make it for you. You know what? I'm telling you something. I saw Asha's thing. I don't know what they got going over there, but I saw a dish.
Yeah.
I think Tanaka made something. I looked. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, he put some spreads up.
I'm like, man, look at. I don't know what it was.
They quarantining, ain't they? They ain't going nowhere for nothing.
Man, what? Well, I don't know what it is, but it looked good.
Yeah, the vegetables. I know you was on the vegetables. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. It looked like some
prep from
some
the
kind of noodles or
asparagus,
something
broccoli.
like that.
Yeah, I
man.
seen that.
I'm like, oh wow, that's. Go ahead now. So, listen. I ain't gonna tell you whether you should or shouldn't go to some Chinese restaurant. But all the rice we get may be coming from China anyway.
Yeah.
I don't,
Uncle Ben's. I don't know.
Man, that's just the face, Jack. It's just like Colonel Sanders. Is he still the colonel? No. He probably, he ought to be General Sanders, Colonel Sanders,
right.
Captain Major, Lieutenant Sanders. Look, it's just the face of it. So, I mean, hey. Stay away from all restaurants. How about that?
Yeah, but I heard that Chinese restaurants and Chinatowns and in all urban areas are suffering badly.
Who?
Chinese restaurants and
Oh. Well, I mean, that could be expected now. When you think about this, everything that's in a Chinese restaurant, you can get anywhere. You can get rice from anywhere, vegetables from anywhere. It's just how it's made. I mean, the seasonings you can get from anywhere. It's just how it's put together. They call it Chinese food, but you can call it any kind of food. It's just called Chinese food. Like, I like Indian food, but they got some of the same stuff that the Chinese people got.
right.
Or the Korean food. They got some of the same stuff. Who makes it is what we call it. But the Indian spices from kNOw, I could do a commercial for them. The palak.
Where is that at on
paneer,
Neal Street?
Man, it's over there where they making all that coffee. You can smell they burning the coffee beans over there by the post office. It's on the outside. It's on the back side of the post office. But we get the bindi masala. We get the aloo gobi. I could think about it right now and be like, I mean,
the post office on Neal Street.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
right there. I understand what you're saying about the Chinese food. For me, man, it's the Indian food. And the aloo gobi. I mean, the name, the bindi masala, the salak paneer. I don't know what it must be laced or something. They got a cut on it. It's something going on, man. So you talk about the Chinese food, man. I understand. If I think about it long enough, I call my dog like, look, order that Chinese food, and I can hang up the phone. She'll order the food, and she knows exactly what to get. She'd tell him, hey, don't put this in there, don't put that in there, don't do this, don't do that. We don't like the chickpeas, we don't like the garbanzo beans, we don't this. So the seasonings, it's just incredible. I don't know what they do, but they do it. So when you say the Chinese food, I understand. I definitely understand. Me, my DO, I call it the DOC, my drug of choice. Mine is the Indian food. It is. I can eat Indian food every day.
I was when I sent it, and I put it at the bottom of the notes, and I was just like, I wonder if he gonna even talk about this or engage,
man.
Not because it's an ignorant ass question.
No, it ain't. You like what you like because, man, the Indian food. I understand. I mean, I love it. I do. When I'm talking about food,
I think next
the smell of it. I mean, I can eat so much until I smell like I'm Indian. You got that Indian smell. I love that smell, the curry or whatever that stuff is. I love that smell.
Garlic. Like the Middle Eastern that got the bad odor that we can't stand.
Hey, it ain't bad. It's different. I'm telling you, ain't gonna let you talk about Indian people.
I don't know if it's Indian or not, but
no, even Koreans. I love kimchi. Nope, I love it. When I was over there, I had some dog fried rice with some little kimchi on there.
For real?
Yeah.
So that's a real thing.
I mean, damn.
Well, smoked meat fire gotta be.
Well, I mean, that's what I had. You can get the bulgogi, which is just beef fried rice, or kgogi, which is the dog fried rice. I had the dog fried. I didn't know it was dog fried rice. I got tricked into doing it, but when I ate it, I'm like, okay, well, I ate it.
Dang.
Ain't worse than, I mean, people eat a pig, eat a dog, eat a cat, you know, that kind of stuff. That kind of people eat rats for years and not even know it until somebody say something. Then it's nasty. I can't believe it. You know? So
I got an assignment for you.
I ain't eating no rat now.
No. If you can, I'm not sure.
Let me see a kNOw.
J Electronica released an album.
Okay.
I was talking a little crazy about it. And, you know, J Electronica is a registered member of the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
I know you're probably not on a streaming service, so I don't know if I can send you a link. But if you can go on YouTube or something like that.
I'll check it out first.
Yeah, check.
And then we'll talk about it.
His name is J Electronica. I want you to listen to his new music. It should probably be on some YouTube or something like that.
I'm gonna look it up. Not now. I'm looking to see if kNOw is open right now.
Oh, so okay. Well, shoot. I might go get me some Chinese food.
Yeah, they open right now.
Yeah, just takeout. But hey, man, we're gonna get up out of here. Black
it's the
coffee.
kNOw. I gotta get a plug. It's the kNOw Indian Restaurant and Lounge, and it's on. I gotta help them out. They ain't paying me, but it's 6 East Columbia Avenue in Champaign, and it closes at 10 o'clock. And the phone number is 217-552-1384. That's the kNOw Indian Restaurant and Lounge. But Ken, you should, you know, now this is a reaction right here. I could like bring charges against you. I can press charges. This is a reaction right here. I'm gonna call it. If they close, that's great. If they not, I'm going over there
already. But Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream
Black Coffee, No
podcast,
Sugar, No
episode
Cream.
68.
Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream podcast.
And we hit the COVID-19 coronavirus, also known as that Rona.
That Rona.
We are not. We purposely did not try to be doctors or medical experts about the disease.
Man, we got to tell them that.
About the virus. No,
don't take our advice. That we just say we made you sick. Or I listen to you and this. Don't take my advice.
Yeah. So you
can't sue me for nothing. This is my opinion.
It's very new. So as I've said, you know, CNN, MSNBC. So it's very new. So we wasn't trying to delve into the medical aspects of the virus. We both acknowledge we're taking it very serious.
That's right. We're taking it serious.
And you should too. Brother, I mean, of course, as this goes on, we'll talk about, but as far as just dedicating a show to that Rona, I personally hope I'm not speaking for myself, but I'm done with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with it. Unless there's some new development. They start talking about slinging them checks. They start spitting them checks out. You know, we'll talk about that for a little while, but just a little bit, but it's other stuff going on. You know, I want to. Yeah, let's not handcuff.
Get our minds off of that. Yeah. But as members of the media,
come on, we're media members.
As podcasters,
sacrificing our lives.
As social.
Was Pookie.
Yeah, so we just want to let you know that hey, it's around us. So
that's right.
Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream.
Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream.
Episode 68. We everywhere. 68. Thank you to everybody, our YouTube viewership. Yeah, you don't have to lean. It's got you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going. I might have had my view a little off. The top of your head might get cut off on the video.
It ain't personal, man.
But
about this, the last couple of seconds, give him a chance.
Yeah, so I should have maybe. Did I go? Yeah, I'm about as wide as possible, but. But cool. Yeah, it's cool. But
we everywhere.
Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Pandora.
We on Pandora?
Yeah, we on Pandora. You don't even have to have a paid subscription to listen to us.
That's free, ain't it?
And I just got an email that I tried to set up Amazon Alexa. So if you have Amazon Alexa at the crib, you can tell Amazon Alexa to play Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream podcast.
Wow.
And it should be able to play Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream podcast. So
that's cool.
If somebody has Amazon Alexa at the house, tell it to play Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream, and see if it comes up.
It'll come up. That's what it is.
Yep.
We've been watching Black Light. You ever seen that?
What's on Netflix?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start watching.
Don't do it.
Okay, I tried to
Because if
watch.
you start, I'm telling you, it's like the Truman Show. It'd be hard to get out, man. I'm telling you, I started the episode and it's not good.
I got to finish the Matt on CJ Walker
I think
special.
I'll watch that. How many episodes?
I think it's 3 or 4.
How many seasons?
Just one.
Yeah, I could do that.
Oh, you talking about multiple seasons?
Yeah, I can't. I can't do that. My mind don't want me to do that.
That's
it's
just
torture.
like Power and.
I never seen one. I ain't never seen one thing of Power.
Right. I saw the first season and I just was. I was done. So
yeah, I mean everything ain't for everybody, but I just Hey, you know what? I was going to ask you about Smollett. We'll talk. I was going to ask you what's going on with him. Jesse Lyons.
Yeah, Jesse Smollett. I mean, Kim Fox won. You know the district attorney. She won the primary, so it looked like she gonna keep her spot. They're trying to get her up out of there because the police chief. So she did right, man. I ain't got time to be trying to make an example of him, man. But yeah, I read up some more. But
I just thought about that. I'm like, what's his name? Smollett?
Jesse Smollett, but Dave Chappelle called him
from Rantoul.
Jesse Smollett, Juicy Smollett.
I ain't gonna call him all that stuff. But
it
is what it is. That's fine.
Yeah, so
you got bigger fish to fry.
Right, but Black Coffee, no sugar, no cream. Episode 68.
68. Leave it right there.
And until we meet again.
That's right.
Y'all stay safe.
Stay safe, y'all. Distance. Practice
social distancing. Quarantine.
Isolation.
Isolation. All that good stuff.
Isotope.
Masks.
Yeah.
Wipes.
Yeah.
Wash your hands. Stuff that we should already have been doing.
Like this, something like that.
Yep. But until next time, brother, may peace be unto you. And for the viewers, may peace be unto you. And brother, take us home in our original.
Oh, our original language, Arabic. Assalamu alaikum.
Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking.
Peace.
Peace. Holla.